Alright guys, in this video we're going to do part 5 of the blog website where we're going to add the sidebar on the right. The one that has some ads and a newsletter sign up. And there's some other things on the regular website, but we're not going to add everything. So here it is. So this is the site I'm talking about, the Join Our Newsletter. They also have some social media stuff and this other section here. But all we're going to do, we're going to add this Join Our Newsletter form, and we're going to skip over these two, and we're going to add these ads at the bottom. And that's all we're going to do. So here's what it's going to look like. So it's going to look like this. Join our newsletter with some ads. And so here we have here's the HTML page, the CSS page. Remember to name this your last name. Make sure it's all correct. Make sure your style sheet's attached correctly. And we're going to do 2 videos. The first video is the HTML. The second one will be the CSS. All right. And first thing I'm going to do is hide some stuff so it doesn't look so crowded. Title, the nav, join us, the footer. Okay. And we're going to be working here for the sidebar. Alright, so let's see. Here's what it's going to look like. So we're going to have to make, a row across. So we're going to have like a call, I forget, 8 and 4 maybe. And over here, this is going to be the sidebar. But anyway, let's get going on that. All right. So inside here, we're going to have like a centered row, like we've been doing. Row, center. All right. And then we're going to have a call 8 and a call 4. Now, these are special. Where is it? Okay. So these, let me just open up the this guy. All right. So this is the 8, this is the 4. So these are all the articles, and this is the sidebar. So we're not going to use divs. We're going to use main for this side, and we're going to use an aside for the right-hand side instead of divs. The main will tell the browser that this is the main part of the website, the important part. And the side is just, what they call this side on the right-hand side. All right. So we're going to have, instead of a div, we're going to have a main class call 8. And then we're going to have an aside class call 4. Okay. And inside the main, this is where all the articles are going to go. And I'm just going to type in here articles go here. And we're going to later on we're going to add stuff here. We're not going to worry about this part today. That'll be next class. We're going to concentrate on the aside today. All right. So let's see. So the aside is going to have this join our newsletter. We're going to skip the follow us. We're going to skip the I need help too, and we're just going to add these clickable ads down here. So it shouldn't be too difficult. All right. So we're going to be working inside the aside, and so we're going to have a div. If we look at it again, so we're working on this here, join our newsletter. So this is going to be a div with this light blue background and a form. So an H2, a form inside a div. All right. Here we go. Div. And we're going to give it a class. We're going to call it SB join. Why are we calling it that? Because I consider this a sidebar, so SB stands for sidebar. And this is like the join our newsletter section. All right, and inside here we're going to have an H2 in a form. H2 is going to say join our newsletter. Oops. And then we're going to have a form. So let me copy this so I don't type it out. So this is going to have the same action as we've been having. So the same action goes here. Copy and paste this. Don't type it out. Some people get it wrong. All right, so there's our form. And inside we're going to have a couple of inputs. So for the name, this is going to be for an email address, and then our submit button. All right. Input, type, text, name. All right, so the first one's going to collect a name, so name will be name. And it's going to have a placeholder, so that's going to be name. So remember, the placeholder is this text inside here that shows up before you start typing. When you type it, it disappears. So the placeholders for these two are name, and then the other one's going to be join over, 3,200, 3,300, and a lot of people. Join a bunch of readers, whatever that number happens to be. All right, so the placeholder will be name, and I'm going to copy that and do one for the email. So this one will be email, and it is going to say, let's see if I get this number right. Join over 321,000 readers. Exclamation point. Okay. So that's what that is supposed to say. And then we have to have a submit button. So type of submit. Submit. Doesn't have a name or a placeholder. It does have a value. And the value is, what is the value? Subscribe. So this is the value, subscribe. And so if you want to see what it looks like, here's what it looks like so far before we style it. Join our newsletter, name, subscribe. Nothing pretty yet. All right, that's the HTML we need for this part. We're skipping these two, and we're going to add these links down here, these ads. All right, so I'm going to come down here, and what we're going to do is add another div class SB ads. This will be this one. And all we're going to put in here are images with hyperlinks around them. So like href equals, it's not really going anywhere, so we put the hashtag. And an image, source, images. And then there's 3 ads that you guys are going to get from the starting files. There's ad 1, alt, add. Okay, and it looks like this. So here's our first ad. And you're going to have 2 more of them. So I'm just going to copy, paste, and they are going to be 2 and 3. See how easy that is? Copy and paste it. And there are our 3 ads. So we got our form, our 3 ads, and that is pretty much it for the HTML. Actually, I am forgetting one thing. Like if you look over here, okay, so our inputs, they happen to have these little icons in them. This little tag and this little envelope. So we're going to need to style each of them differently to give them those. So that means we're going to give these two things classes in order to style them differently. So that would be two type text inputs. So class equal to, all right, so this is like a newsletter thing, so NL name, and this guy, class NL email. All right, and that's enough HTML. The next video will style it.